Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, dear students. Welcome to our science class. So today is Tuesday and the date is 15 of December 2020. Today we're going to start our revision and it's a graded classwork, guys. Okay. We're going to learn about or revise about what are populations, habitat, and niches. Do you remember, guys? If you are able to answer this question, definitely you are ready for your exam about this lesson.
Okay.
Can you try? Yes, Celine. What are population? Let's start with population.
Let me just. It's page what?
No, please. I don't want you to open your book. I just want you to concentrate here with me.
Okay.
So let's start over here.
Yes, I know it.
Yes, Celine.
Give me just 1 minute.
It's fine, Lynn. Before that, before population, let's learn about what are the living and non-living all in one area and interacting.
I know it.
They make up what?
An
Living and
ecosystem.
ecosystem. Excellent. So living and non-living in one area, interacting together with their interactions, they make up an ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
Yes, this is our first vocabulary. Okay, what are the living things in an
Wait.
ecosystem? What do you think are the living things in an ecosystem?
Miss, did we
An
take this or...
ecosystem.
Rayana, this is a
Ecosystems
revision.
Oh, okay.
Ecosystems are found everywhere organisms live and interact in water or on land.
Okay, what are the living things and non-living things in an ecosystem? It can be
thing is like, let's say a giraffe.
animals or
Animals or things.
plants.
Yeah,
Animals or plants. These are the living things. Non-living thing in an ecosystem, it can be ocean, desert, it can be forest, it can be...
Also,
Yes, Rihanna?
air also.
Of course, air is a non-living thing. Excellent. Okay, all together in one place and how they interact, we call it ecosystem. Can you give me a minute, Lian? Give me a minute and I want to ask you about the example later. Leah and Liana, can you open your cameras, please, guys? Now, beach ecosystem contains salt water, also coral reefs, fishes, and some other animals who lives underwater. All the living and non-living things together, they make ocean ecosystem. Is that right? What about desert ecosystem? Hi, Leana. Can you tell me a desert ecosystem? Who lives in a desert ecosystem? What are the living and non-living things you can find?
Teacher.
A desert ecosystem. What can you find in a desert ecosystem? Living and non-living. Give me one living and one non-living.
A living thing is in a grass.
Okay, what type of plant? Yes, we have plants in a desert. What type? Give me one name of plant in a desert. Is it a pine tree? Is it an apple tree? Or a cactus?
It's a cactus.
A cactus lives in a desert. Excellent. This is a living thing. Okay, give me one non-living thing in a desert.
Water.
Oh, is there water in the desert or it's really...
No. The sand.
Sand, excellent, sand. This is the desert ecosystem. So I think you understood that now. All the living and non-living thing in one area and their interactions, we call them ecosystem. Okay, guys. In an ecosystem, sometimes we have one group of the same type of animals or plants, and we have also groups of different types of animals. Each one of them, we call them a name. If it's only one type of the same, okay, or one group of the same type, what do I call it? Hey, Lian.
A what?
One group of the same type of individuals, what do I call it? In the same ecosystem. Population, excellent. So a population is?
A population is a group made up of the same type of individual in the same ecosystem.
Excellent. What about groups of population, ya Rayana? If I have so many groups of population in the same ecosystem, what do I say? What do I call it?
Me?
Yes.
Wait.
What do I call it?
call it hop head.
Okay, I think you can pass. Yes, ya Maria. If I have group of population, so many group of many types of animals all together in one ecosystem.
Me?
Yes, Maria.
Okay. What did you say, teacher? I couldn't hear you.
All of the organism that lives in the same place. All of the organism. It doesn't matter if they are the same type or not. And it can group of many populations all together in one place. What do I call it?
A community.
Excellent, Maria. It's a community. Now, in an ecosystem, I can ask you about a desert community. What is a desert community? Can you describe a desert community? Hi, Leanne. Can you do that? Please, guys, I need you to open the cameras. I can only see Leon, and this is not fair. Guys, these 3 days,
I'm sick.
I'm sorry you're sick. I hope you get well soon. These 3 days, you have revision and graded classwork, which means whenever you are answering a question, I'm going to give you a mark. This one will help you in your exams. So please, please, guys, yes, open your cameras, participate with me so I can give you the marks. All right? Now I ask you, Leanne, describe the community of the desert ecosystem. What is the community of the desert ecosystem?
It's dry.
Dry? No.
Hot.
Community means all of the organisms that live in
Means like
the
no
same
water.
place. Leanne, just focus a little bit.
Oh, you mean like what?
The community. What is the community? And community means all of the organisms that lives in the same place. I mean all the living things that in the desert. I don't want you to tell me if it's dry or moist or hot or cold. No. What are the living things that lives in the desert? All the living.
Cactus.
Okay, cactus. Excellent.
Cactus. Lizards.
Lizards. Excellent.
And jackrabbit.
Jackrabbits.
Mm,
What about
and
camels?
some plants.
What about
Yes,
camels?
also camels.
Camels. Excellent. See, this is a
Yes,
community.
they also.
This makes a community. Why?
But
Because
Miss,
you-
I have a question.
Yes.
Last time when I go to the desert, my parents told me that there is a lot of dogs. So dogs also live.
Okay. Yes. Sometimes there's dogs. Yes. Okay. So this is the community of the desert. What do I mean by community? All of the organism in one place. Now, Rital, can you try the ocean community? What is the ocean community?
There is sharks,
Mm-hmm.
whales,
Whales.
kinds of fish.
Yes, some kinds of fish. Only animals? They don't have any plants?
Yes, they have seaweed.
Seaweed, excellent.
They have
Coral reefs, all these retired, they make up community in an ocean ecosystem. Excellent. So now you understand what's a community and what's ecosystem. Now, please, I want you to give me, Talia, are you here, Talia? I want you to give me an example of a population. Tell me, let's say in a grassland ecosystem, what are the populations there? What can you find population? What kinds of population you can find in a grassland or the savanna ecosystem? Okay, I think Talia is not here. Leah? Leah, this picture is from the savanna, okay? I want you to tell me what are the population. This picture you see? Can you see the picture, this one?
yes.
Okay, this is the savanna, all right? What can you find, or what are the kinds of populations you can find in the savanna?
What's the pets?
What is population first?
Population is
Group of what?
Group of animals.
The same type or different types?
Same type.
Same type, excellent. Okay, can you tell me what are the populations that lives in the savanna? Like who?
There's a zebra.
Excellent, group of zebras, population of zebras. That means maybe we have 10 zebras. Okay, what are other populations lives in the savanna?
Deers.
Deers, bravo. What else?
There is elephants.
Excellent, excellent, Yalia. Maybe elephants. Yes, nice. Thank you. Okay, one last question for you, Leah. These population all together lives in one ecosystem. What do they make if you have zebras, deer, and elephant all together, joined? Excellent, bravo, 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 bravo. They make a community. So now you know what's an ecosystem, what's a community, what's a population.
Miss, can I go to the bathroom?
Of course, yes, dear. Yes, of course, now.
Miss, I think everybody's closing this camera.
No, not everyone is
just
closing
me and Leah and Maria and Lee.
Rayana, Rayana, can you leave this to the teacher, please?
Okay.
This is my business. So what I want from you is please to answer these questions, revise with me. Now, I want you to tell me, Rayana, every animal or let's say a plant or organism lives in one ecosystem have a role to do, okay? So what is a role? What do we call a role? We learned this, guys. Before a role, every animal or plant has a space to live in. What do we call this space? Habitat. Excellent, excellent. And every animal or plant, they have a role to make in their habitat. What do I call this role?
Niche.
Yes, it's a niche. Excellent. Now, what is the frog habitat, ya Maria?
The frog's habitat is a pond.
Excellent, Maria. Bravo, bravo. It's a pond. Excellent. So a young frog, or let's say a frog lay their eggs where? Inside the pond, under the water. It will be their habitat. After that, a tadpole will swim in the pond After that, when it became bigger and bigger, it became an adult frog. An adult frog will live behind or beside the pond. Also, it can be it can swim and it can jump off the lily leaves. And not also the frog, not only the frog lives in a pond, also we have a mosquito larva. Mosquito larvae, what is the niche of the mosquito larvae? Do you know what is the role of it? Yes, Yaleen, you can try.
I didn't raise my. Actually, I wanted to raise my hand to answer the.
Okay, it's fine.
The leaves, maybe.
No. Who eats
What
them?
is it?
Who
Frogs.
eats these? Yes, frogs will eat them.
Miss,
So
can I answer?
frogs and tree swallow. Of course, when you raise your hand, you can answer definitely. Of course, dear. I didn't see that you raised your hand, okay? And please never call yourself names. I ask you to keep your names as the same as it is, all right? So I know you are sick, but please clear it down. Write only Leon, all right? Now, girls, a niche is a role, okay? And a role means that when adult frogs eat a mosquito, the role of this mosquito is to be a food. Also, when the tree swallow take the mosquito and eat it, or sometimes goes from one flower to a flower, the role here over here of this bird is to pollinate flowers or trees. Each organism lives in an ecosystem, have a habitat, a niche, or a role to make or to do, something important or a job to do. Okay, guys, we learned a lot about living things, and we can divide living things into 3 types according to what? According to how do they live. We learned about if they are making their own food. What do we call them if they are making their own food? Yes, Yalayan, what do we call them if they are making their own food?
Producer.
A producer. Excellent, excellent.
Teacher, what page is this?
This page is 180.
Okay, thank you.
So, if they're a living thing, if a living thing is making their own food, we call it a producer. Just like what, ya Rayana? A producer like what? Rayana, are you here? Okay, Rital, what is a producer? Like who? Who makes their own food? Rital, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, this organism or this living thing, they use sunlight as energy to make food and sugar. I think your internet is lagging, Rital. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, Miss, I can hear you.
Okay, give me an example of a producer.
A tree.
Excellent. Trees and plants, all plants, we call them producers because they make their own food using the sunlight. Excellent, and they are using sunlight. Excellent. Okay, we have living things eating other living things. What do we call them? Yeah. Let's see who's here. Bushra. Good morning, Bushra. How are you?
I'm good.
If there is a living thing eating another living thing, do I call it a producer or I call it something else?
Is it like, for example, a cat eating a cat? Is it or like a dog eating a cat?
Okay, this example is not existing. A cat doesn't eat a cat and a dog doesn't eat a cat. A cat may eat a fish and a dog may eat
Yeah, this is just example. Maybe other animals like cannibalism.
okay, so yes, living things eating other living things. Maybe a squirrel will eat a plant. What do I call it? Do I call it a producer, a consumer, or a decomposer?
Consumer?
Definitely a consumer. Excellent. Under a consumer, we have three types of living things. Living things eating animals, living things eating plants, and living things eating both animals and plants. I call them names. If it's eat only plants, what do I call it, Yaleen?
It eats only plants. We call it a.
Remember, guys, when I told you that living things can go under three types. Living
things.
goes under three types. Producers
Producer and consumer and decomposer.
and
Consumer.
consumers and
Decomposers.
decomposers. Okay, and then we said, yeah, Leon, we said that consumers can eat only plants and we call them
Herbivore.
Herbivore. Okay, if they are eating only animals, what do I call them?
Carnivore.
Carnivore. Excellent. And if they are eating both?
Omnivores.
Omnivores. Excellent. Now,
humans are omnivores, for example.
Yes, humans are omnivores. Excellent. So, I have living things. They can be producer, consumer, and decomposer. Who are producers? Who make their own
food.
Huh?
Who make their own food.
Their own food.
Make
their own food.
Excellent. Own food. And a consumer, living things eating other
living things.
Things eating other living things.
But right, Miss, humans also can be herbivores because they can, if they are vegetarian.
Why someone would want to be a vegetarian?
I don't know.
Miss, we eat living things like sheep.
Okay, what about decomposer now? Who can tell me? A decomposer. What
Amy,
about?
Miss, can I
Yes,
say?
yes, Leanne, please.
Decomposer is like the fungi.
Okay, what do they?
That's things.
They can be as scavengers. What is a scavenger?
Scavenger.
What is a scavenger?
That's a scavenger is like who eats the dead animals.
Excellent, that's a scavenger.
Like a fungi.
Okay, and who eats the remain of the plants and animals?
So are we going to take the food chain?
Who eats the remain of the dead plants or animal? Like who? Yes, Yerital.
Like ants.
like fungi or mushroom, remember?
Oh.
Miss,
Yes.
I just said that.
Yes, I know you said that. I want her
Because
to
it's
tell
been
me
a really
again.
long time since we took
Yes,
the lesson.
that's why we are making the revision to learn all about it and revise together. So next week you will be very ready for it.
But Miss,
Okay,
wait,
guys?
wait. Who's a fungi?
I'm still.
This is a fungi. These fungi grow.
Oh, I forgot.
They grow on dead trees trunks, which help trunks to decompose. Okay. Also, corn rust over
they?
here is a fungus that infects what? And kills sweet corn
Decompose?
plants. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, but
bacteria in some foods, such cheese and yogurt, they help you to absorb what?
Uh,
Nutrients. So they are very good bacteria. And in a compost
But Miss,
bin,
Yes, there
moldy
is
bread can be
bad
turned
bacteria
into
and there's
soil
good
and nutrients. Okay, so
okay, but Miss,
decomposed plants and animals can be very useful for what? For the soil. Okay, but
So
if
we
there is
can
an
eat them,
animal
no?
eating another animal, dead animal, we call it a scavenger. Okay, guys?
Okay.
So you are out of this lesson learning all these 5. Is that right?
left.
You know what's an ecosystem, what's a habitat and niche, and what is a population and a community. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I think you solved already these 2 pages. So these 2 pages are very important. If you understand very well, you will know how to make your test and you will take the full mark بإذن I am very sure about that. You're smart girls, very great hard workers, and I'm so happy to teach you. Yes, guys. Yes, dear.
Bye,
Time
Miss.
is up. We'll say
We're
bye-bye
gonna
to the
see you.
recording.